Alright, here I've got the Legion Otter model from Zephyr Skies. It's the aquatic construction vehicle. So, I'm going to prepare it for export for the S3O tools. So if you don't already have it installed, you're going to open up Preferences, go, hit the Install button, toggle it on. Alright, so first we're going to want to actually set up the object hierarchy. So we're going to select all these in the outliner to the left, drag, Shift, Alt, drop that in. Alright, cool. I've actually already done the rest of it. So, looks about right. And we're going to select any of these, and hit this. Okay, we're going to want to put in the name here. I think it's that. Alright. And its origin is all the way over there. So if you look at the little axes here, these are what will show up as in-game. So we gotta actually need to spin this around. So let's go back to Material Preview. And also, because of this create copy checkbox, we got a copy instead, which I think is probably a good idea. Doesn't matter where you move it, so we'll just move it over there. Okay. So, first off, gonna go ahead and move this to the center. Grab this, affect only origins. Affect only parents. Cool, so gonna want to get this roughly in place. Do this, go here again, hit click, and then move it to let's see, close enough. Alright, so now that's in the center. Select these, deselect that, and over here, go to select hierarchy. So we're at roughly the median point. Okay, that's not working. Gonna do cursor and select. Really showing how much I know about Plunder here. We're just gonna do F3 search. Set cursor to active. Alright, cool. Gonna do this. Right click, select hierarchy, so everything's selected. And this time, go to the rotation tool. We're gonna say around the 3D cursor. I'm just gonna spin this around and make sure that is 180. Cool. Now it's facing the correct direction. You see here. As opposed to these axes. But these are the in-game axes, more or less. Alright, cool. So we have this, and remember, right, this box here needs to actually have its modifiers applied. So apply, and it needs to be merged with the base object. So I'll apply it. We're going to shift, drag, click this, shift, alt, drag this up here to move it up. Lock this where it's supposed to be. Gonna click on the box, then click on the base with control, click, control J, joined. Okay, cool. Don't worry about removing doubles right now. They'll get re-added in when you export anyway. So, okay, so cage light, this needs that's gonna be a midpoint. So gonna just go over to S3O tools and add a name point, and it's facing forward in the default direction. Cool. So we got point object called flare, and then here's a little aim ray. That's a placeholder. It'll not be there when you export. So we're gonna want to name this properly. So if I pull up the list over here, this is supposed to be named CageLight underscore emit. Cool, and this is left track, right track, turret, basically little numbers at the end. It does not matter. Okay. So we also got a modifier over here. Mirror modifier, very helpful. Come on, apply. There we go. And this is to be renamed Nano. And give it an aim point called Beam. And there we go. Turret strut B, A, turret base. Alright, CageLight emit. CageLight replace. Okay, and looks about right. So now, to get these correct, you can either change the settings over here to change the midpoint around and stuff. See? Or, and these are in-game coordinates, by the way. Or you can select the thing itself and just, let's see, so, that seems about right. I don't know. Select the height one. Make sure that's nice and lined up. It was automatically set, so it is. Cool. So now, with those two set, we also want to set the texture. So, like color.bds, like shader.bds. For the other factions, it's just like underscore other. It is faction prefix underscore other, like shader. Alright, cool. That's about ready to go. Now we can just select this, hit this, and export it. Gonna shove that into bar dev, Blender stuff. I am so much stuff here. Gonna export that, okay. And then we can do a re-import to make sure it's all correct. Pop, and it popped in over there. Oh no, where'd the textures go? Well, with these set, we can just hit import textures, go to where the unit textures live, and hit import. And there you go. It imported for all of them, which I didn't actually want, so I'm gonna do that. Untick that. There we go. And why is this a different color? Don't worry. It's because if I go down to not this one, but the copy. Alright, where was it? Actually select one of the mesh objects. Materials, team color. This is, it's in the code as a default Legion team color. Go ahead and play around with it. Change that color around. So, set to pure green. It should look closer to good enough. Let's do that one. So we can go through here, make sure all the parenting's set up the way we wanted. Left track, right track. And again, these little number prefixes that Blender does don't matter, they're stripped off when you export. Okay, that looks good. Looks good. Okay. And this actually has ambient occlusion data. Well, a default add-in right now. So if you go over to viewport shading, options, attribute, see that, and whatever. Go over here, see that there should be some ambient occlusion data. If we go to vertex paint mode, we can also mess around with it. So it was Shift, Control click to darken, click to lighten, and you can go ahead and try to hand paint these, but recommend you just take the S3O file, run it through the existing OBJ to S3O tool to bake the ambient occlusion. Or if you don't want to go through the trouble of installing XNormal, what you can do is, let's pop back over to here. These, make sure the renderer is set to cycles. We can click this, right click, select hierarchy. Go down to the baking settings. Bake type, ambient occlusion. They won't be as good as XNormals, but be there. An active color attribute, and okay, and we want to deselect the empties for this. So select all the hierarchy. Use filter. Fine. You just stop seeing the meshes for now. So we click this, select hierarchy, and then we have this bake option. So I want to hit bake. Emit point's not a mesh, I know. Okay. I need to add a button for this. So select all the meshes. Alright, cool, and hit and it's automatically done some ambient occlusion for us. So we go over to here, attribute. See, nothing over here, but here we've got some okay ambient occlusion data. Still recommend going through the XNormal pipeline with the existing tools. Yeah, and now that we've got this, we can actually, this part, re-export it. Well, okay. Well, now we can re-export it, so back over to where it was, leg otter, replace. Cool. And then once more as a sanity check. Bring it in. Again, it doesn't know where the textures are, so we gotta tell it. And bring it in the ambient occlusion data. Baked in Blender is still there. And it looks okay. Again, use the XNormal pipeline with the OBJ to S3O. Alright, at this point, should be ready to just drop in that file and run it in game. That's the tutorial that went off the rails at the end there. And this has been ChrisFloofyKitsune. Hope this helps.